Hey man, we got the World Championships coming up, and I want to talk about one of the key contenders, my guy, Oblique Seville. And in this video, I did more research and more digging, and I came to the conclusion that we just have to be honest about Oblique Seville. Immensely talented. A lot of people have him as the gold medal favorite right now. In my opinion, he has a race pattern and model that's more consistent than anybody running. That's the biggest thing that he has working into his favor. But one thing that I did notice about Oblique Seville's performances, like, I'm a big believer of patterns in history. More so patterns than history, because history can change, but more so patterns. And for patterns to change, it's more so of an anomaly thing. But I'm kind of noticing similar patterns. So I put out a prediction. I initially had Oblique Seville as the gold medal favorite. I was like, he beat Noah in a one-off race, and I went back and looked, and he looks how he usually looks against Noah. So I just looked more into it, and I realized that every time Noah and Oblique race, Oblique is always super fresh. Like, every time they race, Oblique is he takes the trip to Germany, he come back, he don't race for about a month, he be in Germany with Mueller, and then come back, and then he slide, drop 9.8s. So I noticed that. I was like, okay, he goes and like gets primed and ready for these one-off races. I'm not sure if that's a smart thing. I mean, granted, it hasn't worked previously in the past. Yeah, he turns up in these one-off races and get us super excited every year. But I noticed that, like, when it comes to back-to-back races, he never really runs back-to-back races. There's always like months in between, or a month in between, 3 weeks in between, 25 days in between. And when he does run back-to-back races and there is not that much time in between, he never really runs fast. And when he runs rounds, I noticed that he always runs 2 good rounds. He never runs 3 good rounds. And at the Jamaican trials, it's one of those meets to where you don't have to run 3 good rounds. Like, you can show up in the first round, run 10-2 and be good. Then the second round, he usually go about 9-8, and then the third round go about 9-8. But really don't even have to go that fast for real. So I noticed that. So me putting him as my favorite for the championships, I had to like come back and retract that, because I haven't seen Oblique Seville. And yeah, I seen him beat these guys on the circuit, but these guys been running, like, they just running right now. Like, everybody running every 3 days, every 2 days, every week or so. He literally runs once a month. So if he shows up and he's coming from Germany literally to peak against these guys, of course he's going to look so much better than these guys. I just noticed that. Like, I'm thinking like, okay, Oblique, he just way more confident. Well, yeah, you gonna beat these guys because you gotta think you fresher than these guys. Now Kenny used that as an excuse at the trials. Oh snap. Kenny used that as an excuse at the trials, but no one cares about that shit. When it comes to championships, we already kind of be knowing what time it is with these guys. Now, we can be in denial and try to disregard their history. I always say pay attention to history and patterns. Patterns tell us that a guy like Noah will probably win. That's what patterns tell us. History tells us that a guy like Noah will probably win. Now, we have a lot of people, I see a lot of people have Keshane Thompson as the favorite. I don't have him as a favorite. I don't have him beating Oblique Seville. I have Keshane Thompson actually getting third for real. And the reason I'll say that is because his race model is the least consistent out of everybody. Every time he runs, it's like, the start is hit or miss, and then the finish is always bad. And I've seen a lot of people saying, yeah, he'll go 9.6, he'll go 9.5 at the championships. But I have to go off of patterns. Your race patterns tell me that you can't run consistent races. You don't have a finish. The only way Keshane Thompson is going to show up to the trials and magically be able to finish if he's running a cycle of EPO right now, like Mo Farah and them was doing. Mo Farah was rolled as fuck. Alberto Salazar put him on EPO. He had one of the meanest kicks and the meanest finishes in distance running history at the time. That's the only way. That's the only way. So I don't see him showing up and doing something that he's never done. Like, you got to think about all the guys who ran 9.6, and it's only 3. All of these guys leading up to the championships, a month out, 2 months out, they was on track. Like, these guys was, at these one-off races, these guys was dropping 9.7s. Like, you kind of knew when they showed up, they was about to run something fast. It wasn't, oh, I'm just jogging all these meets. I'm finna just somehow show up and do something I've never done before, because muscle memory is real. So with a guy like Oblique Seville, I know his muscle memory says that he's gonna run 2 good rounds. His muscle memory says that when he gets to that final, he's going to be like mentally thinking, oh, I have to, like, that's when the pressure is gonna hit Oblique Seville. I have to do it. Like, everybody said I'm a choke artist, this and that. Like, these are gonna be his thoughts in that final. Like, when he's standing behind his blocks, I have to do it. People say I'm a choke artist. If I don't do it now, I'm doomed. Like, they gonna kill me online and this and that. Like, he's gonna have these crazy ass thoughts going on in his head. Now he's gonna know he's talented enough, and then he's gonna also come out the blocks subconsciously thinking like, okay, I usually get injured now. So it's gonna kind of be like a delay. So I'm gonna expect him, especially after 3 rounds, not to have his usual start. I've never seen him run 3 rounds and have that same start, ever. And then even then, people say, I was thinking, before I looked deeper into it, just surface level, I'm like, okay, Oblique Seville, he's looking a little different this year, looking a little bit more confident, and he's seeming like he's not getting as injured as often. But I looked over these things. I seen that he pulled out of the final Grand Slam, the Philly Grand Slam, because he was injured. I seen when he got to the trials, and that's because running back-to-back races. So if he's still getting injured running back-to-back races, I can't trust it. I can't put you at the top. And then also at their trials, okay, he ran good. He ran 10-12 in the first round. He ran 9.84 in the second round. And then the final round came around, and it's like, he held up the final for 10-15 minutes because he felt something. So this is like history repeating stuff. This is patterns. These are the patterns I said we got to like pay attention to in this regard. We take too much from these one-off races, and people priming themselves to run really fast in one-off races while other people are training through and really trying to, you know, get their legs back under them and automatically deem these guys as the top guys. Yeah, these are impressive races that these guys are stemming together in these one-off races, but if you only run once a month and every time you run against certain guys, you got to go to Germany and, you know, get certain treatments, then of course you're going to beat these guys. Of course you're going to make these niggas look like they running in the mud. Of course you're going to look like these niggas glued to the blocks. You're firing on all cylinders while these guys just, you know, getting their shit up under them, getting their legs up under them. So in this case, I just say all that to say, I no longer have Oblique Seville as my gold medal favorite. Me just looking more into it, deeper into it, I see that, okay, I was thinking, all right, he's not getting injured no more. But I seen that, okay, Philly Grand Slam, pulled out, injury. At the Jamaica meet, trials, held up the final 10-15 minutes, injured, or he felt something. He's not gonna be able to hold it up at Worlds. He gonna have to get in them blocks and just run however he feeling. And history shows that when he runs, when he feeling how he feeling, it never goes good. Now, granted, he still put together like pretty decent races, but it's never enough to win. Hell, it's not even enough to medal. Fuck win, it's not even enough to medal. So I'm predicting Oblique Seville to look really, really good in the semifinals for the World Championships. I expect him to look really, really good. Like, I expect him to run 9.80 flat, shutting it down. Then in that final, I ain't buying it. I'm not buying it. I could literally see a world where Oblique Seville doesn't get another medal. Like, me putting all these things together, yeah, I could be fooled and blinded by these one-off races, but me paying attention to the patterns and the history, I'm not blinded by it. See, I can eliminate. See, I fuck with Oblique Seville. I talk to bro and this and that, but I can remove all of that bias and really look at it for what it is. And I would be a fool to be like, oh yeah, he's the gold medal favorite because he went to Germany and came back and won a one-off race twice this year. In this regard, the Jamaican trials. Disregard the Philly Grand Slam. Disregard the Olympic final last year. Disregard the World Final the year before. Disregard the World Final before that. Disregard the Olympics in 2021. I could disregard all of that and just put him as the gold medal favorite, but that would be simply biased. And I refuse to do that.